Want to do a really quick video for you guys today on weapon tuning. This is one of the new features in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which I think is really, really cool and gives you much more control over the standard Pick 5 system. So we're taking a look at the FSS Hurricane. I love this gun. It is really, really fun to utilize, but there's a few things I wish I could tune just a little bit better. It still plays to me a little bit too much like a heavy machine gun, and I want it to be a little more snappy, a little faster aim down sights, that sort of thing. Well, once you get any gun to maximum level, in this case the FSS Hurricane is level 15, you will unlock this option up here over most of your attachments. Not every single one of them. Sometimes there are attachments that do not have any tuning to them, but most of them do. And you select whatever attachment you want, and then see, like this one doesn't have one, right? So the muzzle breech doesn't have an attachment to it, but if I select the razor comp, you notice it does. So that's what I mean about not every single gun has an attachment. Keep that in mind. But if you really want that fine tuning and it is an attachment you like, go ahead and click on that, and you're going to get a new menu to look at. Now this is muzzle loading. Here you can see a chart which draws out all of the different aspects of a gun: recoil, accuracy, range, fire rate, damage, handling, and mobility. And you'll notice here that while I have the description on the right, this is what you would normally see in terms of the pros and cons of the weapon. You'll see that specifically on this particular attachment, accuracy, recoil control, and handling are all in bold. And you can actually see here that these three fields are bold as well. And that's because these are the things that I can change now when I hit this fine level tuning. And all I have to do is take this slider and just move it up and down. And as you can see, as I'm doing that, you're noticing there is a change in the armor, not the armor, there's a change in the profile. The handling increases or decreases in this case, or the recoil goes up and down. You can also see it indicated over here on the graph. This also works for this option as well. Now, each of these obviously read what they do because they will obviously change your gameplay. So like I said, for me, something that I wanted in this gun was I wanted it to be a little snappier aim down sight. And I could take this drag and just move it down. And now my aim down sight speed has increased. Not a ton. This is just fine tuning, like I said, but trust me, every little bit helps. And you can see what my trade-off is here in terms of, looks like when I do that, looks like my handling went down a smidge. Maybe I got a little bit more recoil control. And you can do that for all of these attachments. They're not always going to be the same. You know, like I said, you're going to have to kind of take a look at and see what the options are. This particular one, like for example, I'm on the barrel. This particular barrel has different options. This is walking aim speed versus recoil steadiness. And again, you can kind of pick what you want. Now, I would not recommend you going in here and changing the attachment. Let's say, for example, you really liked the X7 barrel. Like that was your barrel, right? Well, this is maybe not a good example, but let's just pretend it is. Let's say that there was an option in here that I was like, oh, I really want walking aim speed. I feel like I'm walking too slow. I would not recommend picking a barrel that had options that weren't aligned to those options because, again, this is just such a minor tweak. This is I mean, like, look at just how little this graph actually moves when I crank things down. I mean, I'm moving it fast enough so you can see, but it's minute. It's minute. But I think if you do find a weapon you like, and you're just looking for just a little bit more performance on something, consider maybe, going into this setting once you hit max level and picking something that works well for you. And I think you're going to have a little bit of fun with that. This is a really cool system. This is something that was not in other Modern Warfare games, and I'm glad to see that it is available here, because I feel like it's going to give you just maybe a little bit more performance. And I just wanted to go through that. Again, if you, one thing I guess I should mention here, at any time in any of these menus, if you're not happy, you can just hit the remove tuning and it'll go back to kind of the like standard configuration. Like if I had something really weird here, I mean, you could slide it back to 0, but if you're lazy, you could just hit remove tuning and it'll reset everything for you. And then you can go through and start over again. And the cool thing is, as with any gun, you could immediately jump into a firing range and give it a whirl and see if it's something that helps you out in your kit, or if it's something that you feel, maybe it wasn't that beneficial for me, so I'm going to go ahead and, I'm not going to use it. But that'll wrap up today's video. Short and sweet. Just want to talk about weapon tuning, get those guns to max level, and then get in there and finesse the gun you want. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.